the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Straight ahead on the news at noon, a double homicide investigation continues in the district this morning. What we now know about the victims. Plus, the fallout continues after the nation's 16th largest bank collapse, how the president is reacting this afternoon, and how it could impact your pockets. But first, here's meteorologist Damon Matson.
Yeah, it's not been the most ideal start to our work week. Gloomy skies, chilly temperatures. Do we see any improvement as we go throughout the rest of the day today? We'll have to check with that forecast here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Damon. Well, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Annalisa Gale filling in for Mark Hall. All right, Damon, so outside still pretty gloomy right now.
Yeah, exactly right, Annalisa. And it's the Mondayest of Mondays when it comes to those weather conditions with the gray skies. Again, this latest storm system, we're not catching the brunt of it, but it's enough to make things pretty tough out there if you have to be outside for quite a while. Now, here is the good news. The steadier precipitation that was around yesterday, even through much of the night last night, that has since moved on, and we only have some light rainfall trying to hang on here as you near the Chesapeake Bay. So parts of southern Maryland, those east of I-95, are seeing the steadier precipitation if there really is any. But notice how the rest of the DMV, we're looking clear and drying out, but we are still seeing some pockets of light drizzle here and there, and back across the mountains even, we're talking about some snow showers starting to move into the picture, and that will become a common theme across the higher elevations later on today. Putting the satellite picture over with the radar here, you can clearly see those clouds that are going to continue to be stubborn this afternoon. We will stay cloudy as we roll ahead into the rest of the day, because here you have it, that storm system that was centered over the Great Lakes, it's now transferring right over to the coastline, and that is going to continue to push a good amount of cloud cover our way, at least up until the night tonight. And then we can start to see some changes, but there you go. Clouds, temperatures in the low 40s, and some light drizzle continuing to stick around here as we move into the afternoon. So bundle up and continue to keep that rain gear handy just in case. Now, we are going to see things start to clear out, but it's going to come along with some winds. How windy is it going to get on Tuesday? We're going to have a full check of that forecast here in just a bit.
And well, right now, a double homicide investigation continues in D.C.'s Capitol Hill neighborhood. It happened around 8:30 last night. D.C. News Now's Lex Juarez has the latest.
Yeah, the investigation continuing overnight and throughout the morning. This portion of 11th Street closed through morning rush hour. Now that road closure starts at Pennsylvania Avenue and stretches all the way to K Street, where the 395 exit is. Now, police say that there were multiple gunshots heard by people in the area and officers who were out on patrols. You can see some of the damage here on 11th Street, multiple cars that were damaged after the shooting. Now, our reporters on the scene last night counted 24 markers on the ground as the investigation was starting. Police say that officers got to the area and found 2 men inside of an SUV. Both of those men had been shot, and one of them died on the scene. The other men later died at a local hospital. Investigators don't know exactly what happened yet, but they say the SUV crashed into these other cars that are parked on the side of the street. Nobody else was hurt. But neighbors tell us it is concerning.
It just makes me a little nervous. My son was home alone and I was trying to get back home. And when you see like this much police activity in your neighborhood for the second time, or when was the Potomac Metro? It was just a month ago. It is a little worrying.
Now, D.C. police are still in the early stages of the investigation. They do ask anybody that has any information to contact them. They do say that no tip is too small. In Capitol Hill, I'm Lex Juarez, D.C. News Now.
All happening today, family and friends are saying goodbye to the tanker truck driver who died in a fiery crash in Frederick, Maryland last weekend. The memorial service for Ronald Leroy Heiston Jr. began at 11 a.m. in Hagerstown, Maryland. Heiston Jr. was carrying gasoline for CLI Transport when he crashed into a tree. His truck exploded and nearby cars and homes were damaged. Well, we're inching closer to spring in the district. The National Park Service announcing over the weekend that the cherry blossoms are in stage 4 of 6. DC News Now's Joseph Olmo has the latest with an up-close look at them.
Hey there from a very cloudy tidal basin today, but hopefully some sunnier skies ahead for the cherry blossoms. We learned this past weekend from the National Park Service that the cherry blossoms are now in stage 4 of 6 total stages until they get to peak bloom, that beautiful pink color, that beautiful pink flower that we're so used to. So this is what stage 4 looks like. It's called peduncle elongation. Peduncle essentially means the stalk of the flower itself. It's slowly growing, and hopefully by next week, we will be at peak bloom. So take a look at this. The Park Service, they tweeted out this photo over the weekend, much more beautiful because there were clearer skies, showing what stage 4 looks like. Now, last year we hit this stage on March 17th, so we are about a week ahead of the game this year. But while we wait, how about a step back in time? Did you know that in 1910, when 2,000 cherry trees arrived in DC, they actually had to be burnt because they were infested with insects? Yeah, 2 years later in 1912 is when over 3,000 new cherry trees came to DC. The First Lady at the time, Helen Taft, she planted 2 of those trees in front of a small group of people. That same exact event, the start of what we know today as the Cherry Blossom Festival.
We start off March 18th at the Tidal Basin Welcome Area, and there's an ANA stage that's over 150 free performances over 16 days. The National Park Service produces that welcome area and has rangers there, youth hands-on activities for junior rangers. There's lots of things to do.
Yeah, and for you history buffs out there, you remember a couple seconds ago I mentioned the very first cherry trees to be planted along the tidal basin here in DC. This plaque here at the north end of the tidal basin marks those first Japanese cherry trees that were planted. Take a look at the year there, March 27th, 1912. That is 101 years this year. Back here at the tidal basin in 2023, peak bloom for all of you Instagram lovers. If you want that perfect cherry blossom photo, peak bloom is supposed to be between March 22nd and March 25th. That is next week. So mark your calendars, grab your cameras, because it's going to be absolutely beautiful out here. Reporting along the tidal basin, I'm Joseph Olmo. DC News Now, back to you.
Stretching your dollars now, people are still feeling the impacts of high prices, but many are also finding great ways to make the most of their money. Consumer reporter Ben Dennis is comparing prices at some of your favorite spots.
A quick browse between websites or even using search tools can automatically find where to cash in on food, electronics, and to fill your gas tank. A look at the latest Consumer Price Index report showed gas prices went up 2.4% in January after a sizable decline in the 6 months prior. Food up 4% from December to January, but 11% more than last year. You probably felt that burn. And among the most expensive items, eggs, ham, and citrus fruits. So a price check between Harris Teeter, Giant, and Walmart. We found Harris Teeter out in front for a carton of eggs, 12 count, for $2.39, and just over $4 at Giant and Walmart. Price check for ham, Walmart with an offer at $2.28 per pound, $1.50 more than Harris Teeter, and $6 a pound at Giant. And for those fruits we reviewed, clementine prices, all relatively similar, but Walmart with the bag bundle offer at $1.33 a pound, Giant in second at $1.76 a pound. Over to gas prices. AAA says the average price for a regular gallon, $3.47. We looked at Gas Buddy to help ID prices near you. We found a Costco on Market Street in Northeast D.C. selling a gallon of regular for $3.09, $3.06 at a Wise in Brunswick, Maryland, $2.99 at an A1 Auto Care in Annandale, Virginia. Back to those apps to help track where to find the cheapest price on products. CNET recommends Klarna, Honey, Price Scout, and Amazon Assistant. Even browser extensions for Chrome called Cently. There's also one for Retail Me Not, a site already with online coupons. And if you're needing to fill up before your weekend plans, as Mark had mentioned, try those apps to give you cash back at the pump, like Upside, Waze. They offer this feature. Aside from Gas Buddy, AAA has a map to help ID the price of gas whenever you need it. Ben Dennis, DC News Now. Back to you.
Today, Maryland officials at the federal, state, and local levels are applauding the NAACP for a letter sent by President and CEO Derek Johnson to President Biden, who is endorsing the selection of Prince George's County as the future home of the FBI headquarters. That letter from the president of the NAACP says, quote, federal facilities like the new FBI campus generate a wave of quality government jobs, contracting opportunities, and customers for local small businesses in the surrounding area. In the process, they can transform underserved Black communities for the better. The competitive selection process has Virginia and Maryland facing off, with both sides making the case for why they should be selected.
No losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Instead, the money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund.
Happening now, despite the president's words, the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank earlier this week has created a lot of anxiety across the country, with many people fearing that more banks may follow in its footsteps. Federal regulators seized the bank's assets. The FDIC insures deposits of up to $250,000. But most of the companies that used the bank had much more than that in their accounts, sparking fear that they may not make payroll. Biden addressed the nation today, saying his administration acted quickly, so Americans should be confident their money is safe. He also said First Bank customers' deposits are fully protected there. Managers at those banks will be fired. Those who invested in those banks are not protected. The federal government will look into how this all happened, and they will reduce the risk of another failure. Washington correspondent Jesse Chenure has the latest.
The Biden administration is trying to shore up confidence in the nation's banks, following two of the largest failures in U.S. history.
The American banking system is really safe and well capitalized.
On CBS's Face the Nation, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said regulators worked all weekend to respond to the shutdowns of California-based Silicon Valley Bank and New York-based Signature Bank.
We are concerned about depositors and are focused on trying to meet their needs.
Customers range from California's wine industry to technology startups devoted to combating climate change and curing cancer. The Treasury, Federal Reserve, and FDIC said Sunday that clients would be protected and able to access their money. The Fed also announced a new emergency lending program to help prevent additional bank runs. Yellen stressed there would be no bailouts.
The reforms that have been put in place means that we're not going to do that again.
Still, California Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna worries about the future of Silicon Valley Bank's small business clients.
All of them are at risk. Some of them will go under. Some of them are going to be laying people off. It's going to mean people aren't going to be able to make their rent.
But on NBC's Meet the Press, North Dakota Republican Senator Kevin Cramer said he hopes it's more of a localized issue.
There are so many unique things about Silicon Valley that aren't necessarily applicable systemically.
Also impacting the markets today, New York State regulators shut down Signature Bank, a big lender in the crypto industry. According to CNBC, the regulators assured depositors that they'll have full access to their deposits.